Hello everybody, John from Movie Burners here doing another review, and today I'm going to be discussing the 2017 release A Dog's Purpose. Now, it's not often I am surprised in a good way with the content served up in the film. I have been guilty in the past of using IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes ratings as a sort of barometer for viewing films beforehand. And you know what, I'm so glad I ignored the fairly average IMDb rating for A Dog's Purpose, and I think much of this is down to the false animal cruelty accusations which dogged this film, pardon the pun, thanks to the pathetic campaign of both PETA and TMC, who called for boycotts, wrongly accusing the director Lasse Hallström and the studio of perpetrating animal abuse during a certain pool scene. Frankly, there was no animal abuse in this film. Several people were supporting the dog during the scene, and it was an animal well versed in water activities anyway. So now that I have got that out of the way, I'll carry on reviewing the film, which is the most important thing anyway, the film, the story. In its most basic form, this film is about a dog, or more accurately its consciousness, which manifests itself in multiple different lifespans throughout the film, and multiple different dogs in fact. It starts with the birth of a little puppy, something that's repeated half a dozen times over the course of the film, might add, and also with the introduction of Josh Gad's perfectly suited vocal talents. The first pup we see has a short existence on the earth, and Gad can be heard pondering the meaning of life after its untimely death. Another litter of pups later, and the next dog, going by the name of Bailey, thankfully lasts just a little bit longer, taking the large majority of the screen time and building a beautiful friendship with its young owner Ethan, played by Bryce Geyser and KG Appa. Now, as a owner of a Fox Red Labrador, I have to say I'm slightly biased in that I much preferred the retriever in this film to any of the other dogs that pop up. I'm biased towards retrievers. I think they're the best. And during Bailey's lifespan, which covers a fair old chunk of time spanning from Ethan's childhood all the way to his college years, Hallström really effectively builds a strong emotional attachment between both Ethan and Bailey, selling the dual story of both what the dog's purpose in their life is, and also the underlying theme of love and heartbreak, and the role a dog or pet can play in resolving or soothing that. And so when the faithful old retriever faces his mortality later in life, it's quite a sad and poignant moment actually. Such is the effectiveness of the bond created between the two characters over a relatively short screen time. Now, of course, the nature of the story means that Bailey goes through the whole reincarnation process again, and nicely lifting the tone with the mere sight of more cute, cuddly puppies, and it also allows Hallström to continue the theme of love with a new owner, just as the film was threatening to sag a little bit. I had a purpose, I was needed again and again and again. With each new life I was learning a new lesson. It was one of the good quotes in this film, and indeed he was. From living the life of a German Shepherd police dog, or should that be bitch, under the faithful, disciplined but lonely eye of his widowed handler, to the completely opposite gluttonous lifestyle during his pampered existence as Dino, a slightly overweight corgi. This time having a comfort-eating, equally lonely and bubbly young woman for an owner. The humour was ramped up during this incarnation as the little corgi, when it was able to read its owner's mind time and again. "You know what I'm thinking?" she'd ask, and "Ice cream," the dog would reply. Simple humour, I know, but it did work oh so well. The film is like a rom-com incognito in many ways. Bailey earning Ethan a date with Hannah, and Dino's urge to get up close to a dog that took his fancy, bringing love and marriage to his singleton owner. And even in his existence as the police dog, she acts like a sort of stand-in partner for her handler. So it was hardly surprising that he should return to his original owner by sheer fate to finish what he started, finding his way back to Ethan's farm after being abandoned by the neglectful idiot owners he had the misfortune of having in his fifth incarnation as a dog. Now sure, the ending is a little convenient and more than a little soppy, but I did like it, and it struck a chord inside when the older Ethan, played by Dennis Quaid now, realised it could be his old friend back by his side. As I mentioned earlier, It's not often the content of a film genuinely surprises me, and this one certainly did. I thought the story was heartwarming, well written and very well directed by Hallstrom. It can't be easy having a multitude of dogs as your main star in a film, but I know he had some experience of this before, as he did direct Hatchie, A Dog's Tale, and it certainly showed as each canine exuded personality and lit up the screen. This of course was helped by the wonderful voice work of Josh Gad, who brought humour and real emotion to the film. Credit also to the three actors who played Ethan, from a boy to a middle-aged adult. They felt like the same person, and they all did an excellent job. Quaid in particular was probably my favourite though, because he is a chap who I have enjoyed in many a film. I would absolutely recommend this film if you love dogs or even have a soft spot for a good heartwarming story. Far from being an advert for animal abuse, as PETA would have you believe, it's actually a fantastic advert for rescue dogs and the power of good a good faithful canine can do in the world, and I highly enjoyed it. I'll be giving this film a 3.5 out of 5. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the content we're putting out, then be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, and give us a little follow on Facebook at Movie Burner Entertainment and on Twitter at Movie Burners. You can also catch up with all the latest reviews we're putting out at the Movie Burner blog on movieburnerentertainment.org. Until the next time, goodbye.